Hi, thanks for watching out there. Andy here with the astrology for today, Wednesday the 2nd of May 2018. There's not a lot of movement going on today. The moon entered Sagittarius yesterday. We'll be there till Thursday Pacific and Friday just about everywhere else. So it's a time now of generosity. People are more open about things and people like to actually give advice, but it tends to be in a more friendly way than that, because sometimes people, I know everything, I know what you've got to do what I tell you. Less like that, more genuine advice. People are genuinely interested to see which way things go, and what ends up happening. People can be overconfident though, although, as happy a thing as that might be, and practicalities tend to go out of the window. It's all a bit out there, as we're open, we're also kind of opening ourselves up to all the possibilities of life, and it can get a bit mad with Sagittarians. But it's a great time for anything that large scale plans, big things you want to do. It's the time to think about those. It's not a bad time to get stuck into doing them, but it's not great if attention to detail is needed. It's actually Lunar Mansion 20 today as well. I don't often talk a lot about those because, I could sit here all day talking about every little thing that goes on in astrology, but the big thing, it's the only thing on the chart for today, specifically for today, so I'm going to say it. Lunar Mansion 20. Concentrated and controlled energy and passions are things to be dealing with. Not a great time for financial matters. It's not the best time for a marriage, although that totally depends on the karma of the individual people involved, as all of this does. But this isn't a brilliant day for it. I don't mean that in any negative sense. You might not get anywhere in terms of marriage today. That is all I am saying. So that goes on now. We've got the Sagittarius moon right through until Friday. There's a void, of course, 1:49 a.m. UK time. So let me see, that is 5:49 p.m. Pacific, 8:49 p.m. Eastern on Thursday. We have the void, of course, and then the moon enters Capricorn, 3:05 a.m. UK time. So that's kind of just about an hour and a quarter after the void starts. It's a short void, but there we go. That is anyway later in the week. Let's have a look a bit more at today. And there are major and minor aspects going on. I don't like to go too far into the minor aspects because it just confuses things, frankly. But a major fairly major aspect anyway. 5:12 p.m. UK time here, so that is kind of early morning in the States. Venus in 9 degrees Gemini is going to sextile the North Node, and the North Node is in Leo. The North Node is all about where we're going, our plans, uplifting thoughts really as well. It's about being positive about plans, positive about going forward. When Venus gets involved with that, you do get the feminine energy side of things coming in. A certain amount of charm and beauty tends to come from people. The goddess of love basically is closely involved when Venus gets involved there. Venus actually being in Gemini means that could kind of go either way. You get the twins influence pushing and pulling, so who knows? But there is definitely a lot of goddess energy in terms of going forward. Now that's coming in at 5:12 p.m. UK time today. But because that's an aspect that's about to come in, it's pretty much the way things are going at the moment. Also today, Mercury is semi-sextiling Neptune. This is all this evening, 8:03 p.m. UK time. And Neptune is going to biquintile the North Node. I'm just putting those out there. Those are called minor aspects, and they don't play into everything all that much. I mean, they are a part of what goes on, but they're building blocks of other things that go on in astrology. So a lot of astrologers don't mention them at all. However, I think they're worth a mention because they are going on and they do matter. Right, okay, now a look at spaceweather.com now. They are now absolutely sure that we're approaching solar minimum. What is solar minimum? Well, solar minimum is when there are no sunspots on the face of the sun for a long period of time. Now, most of this year, a great deal of this year anyway, there's been no sunspots on the face of the sun. We're actually expecting solar minimum next year, 2019, but there should be a lot less action going on in terms of that. Now, there is still solar wind, and that is still an issue. We're looking at geomagnetic storms on May the 6th, just 4 days' time, gaseous material basically arrives from, it's left the sun already, it's on its way here. There's a massive hole in the corona on the face of the sun, throwing this stuff out, and it's on its way here. But the actual sunspots are what produce the actual solar flares, and there's very few of them, and it's the solar flares are what really can make things difficult around electronics, and actually in human and animal thoughts as well. So it's going to be a lot easier in that sense. So we're headed for solar minimum, no sunspots on the face of the sun. The solar wind speed isn't terribly fast, 386.7 kilometers a second and 4.7 protons a cubic centimeter the density. No great shakes, nothing big, but it's worth mentioning, as I say, because we are coming towards solar minimum, and that would appear to be the way things are going. So let me see, rest of the week, not a great deal to say till we actually get there. Yeah, Capricorn coming in on Friday, but that is another day, and it's Wednesday, so I hope I'll be back twice by then, you never know. Now then, I have had various difficulties with the internet, which I started explaining yesterday and forgot about. So let me just very quickly tell you, I've got 3 different YouTube channels. One I haven't used for ages because it confuses my computer. There's this one which I do every day, and there's also Twig Brother. Do check it out. It's all esoteric stuff, a certain amount of wood turning as well, crafts, cooking, and life in the British countryside in UK Wales here, which is a beautiful place. It ought to be a nature reserve if you ask me. Now, I was using the Twig Brother channel for all the astrology as well, for everything. And I decided to have a separate astrology channel, which is what out there is, what this is. But unfortunately, my computer, and I think it's the computer rather than YouTube or anything else, it gets mixed up. And if I start uploading something to this channel, it very often just changes it and puts it on Twig Brother, and then YouTube won't accept it again because it's exactly the same video with exactly the same characteristics, and they don't like us repeating stuff. Excuse me. So that is why sometimes it comes out on a channel I didn't really want it to. However, I would like to keep out there going. I'm definitely going to keep Twig Brother going because that is growing and growing. Anyway, thanks for watching. None of that is your problem. That's just me explaining why I've been a bit useless lately. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave me a comment below and we will share the journey. Meanwhile, have a fantastic day. All being well, I'll be back tomorrow. That's the plan. Have a brilliant Wednesday, the 2nd of May, my friends. Goodbye.